Hey, so what we're talking about today are the plugins that you should have on your site when you're first setting it up. So I haven't worked on the design or any content. This is just what I'm setting up, so I have a really good foundation for my blog. It's really important to have the majority of the things that we're going to talk about today. So I'm just going to go through each plugin, and these are all free, so you can easily access them. And most of them have alternates you can use also, and I'll talk a little bit about that. So these are in alphabetical order. So the first one I have here is Anti-Spam by CleanTalk. That just helps you with your spam. There's some other really popular ones too, and they're all really good. This is coming soon page, so my website is able to be viewed. So if somebody goes to the URL, they will see this coming soon page that I have activated, and as soon as I have my content up, I'll take that off. So the GDPR cookie consent. So that one's a newer thing that you need. In the past couple years, the European Union passed new laws around just privacy issues with websites and email and all of that. And so this is required in the EU. And you may be thinking, I'm not in the EU, I'm in the United States or Canada or wherever you are. But if your website can be accessed by anyone in the EU, you need to have this on there. And if you're a food blogger, they definitely can access it, and you don't have a way to say, oh, but I just have my business and it's just based here, right? Like a brick and mortar store can maybe make that argument, like we don't sell to people over there, we don't do any of that. But since you're a blogger, a food blogger, where this content will apply anywhere, you definitely need something like this on there to stay in compliance with the laws in Europe. So this is a good plugin. There's several there. Just Google it, get it set up. Okay, so one of the categories that you really need to set up first, because it makes life a lot easier, is your analytics. And almost everyone uses Google Analytics, so you can set that up, and there's a few different plugins that will help with that. So I'm using Google Analytics by Monster Insights. This is the free version. You can go pro and pay for more options. So you'll set up Google Analytics through Google Analytics, and then you'll set up this plugin, and it will connect it there. And so then you'll right away, before your site even starts, like the first people that come to your site, you will get stats on it, instead of setting it up later and thinking, I don't know how many people are coming. Like, you need this right away. So I'm also set up Google Tag Manager. I'm not doing much with this right now, but I want to have it in there. I won't go over that now, but you can Google Google Tag Manager, and it will tell you how to set up some of those goals in there. So this one, Loganizer, it's the first time I'm actually using this specific plugin, but what it does is it protects you against brute force attack. Basically, that's when somebody goes to your login page or finds another way to log in, and they just keep spamming it with hits, like a password generator or username generator, to try to get in. So it really overwhelms your system and can keep you locked out for a long time. Okay, so this one here, Smush. This reduces image file sizes, which then improves your performance and boosts your SEO. So your images that you upload, especially if you're a food blogger and you're taking your own images and you maybe have several on your post, they really need to be compressed so it doesn't make your website too slow. So specifically that page, and just overall, you really need something like this. And this would be something for a food blogger that I'd even think investing in maybe some paid plugins to do this eventually for you, because it's really important to have your images optimized correctly so it doesn't make your website super duper slow. Okay, so this one, Security. This is really important. You need some sort of security plugin on here, and there's several ones that are really good. So it will just check for malware, it'll check for hacks, it'll do all of those things. So you definitely need that on there. And I think most people don't realize when you first set up WordPress that this is something you need, but it's not 100% perfect, but it will definitely keep your site much, much, much more secure. So to go with that, you need a backup. Updraft Plus is definitely the most popular one. So if your site ever does get hacked, you have a backup. So I have this going to my Google Drive. Since I don't have a lot of content on here yet, since I'm just starting it, that's fine. Eventually, I would probably move where my backups are going to some sort of paid storage once my site gets really large. Have that go probably every day. You can set it to run just a plain backup or also your database. So do your just more generic backup every day in your database, probably every week. That way you'll have the backup. You'll never, even if your site goes down, you'll have all that content there because you definitely don't want to lose that. And this is caching. It just helps your site go faster. This one, WP Forms Lite, this is probably one of the more optional ones. It just is a way to add a contact form. And so I just put that on there so you have that available because that's usually one of the things that you put on the site right away. And then Yoast SEO. Most people have probably heard of this. It just helps you analyze your SEO and helps with some of the behind the scenes things as far as a site map, submitting your site to Google, make sure Google and all the other search engines can properly read your site and know it's there. So there are a couple other ones out there, all-in-one SEO also, but Yoast is the most popular one. So this is what you should have on here before you even have your site, do anything with your site. I haven't launched my site, I haven't designed it, I don't even have a theme on here, I don't have any content. I have all this set up, and I mean, it takes a while because you have to go in and set up each one, but it's definitely worth it. So what I'm going to show you here too, if you're a food blogger, also I'd recommend right away having a plugin for your recipes. And I'm going to add WP Recipe Maker, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say you're just logged in, you come to your dashboard. So what you want to do to add a plugin, you go to plugins, or you can just click add new in that drop-in that came up, and then add new, and then you just search over here. So WP Recipe Maker, and there it is. I just usually confirm by like who made it, because sometimes there's similar names, right? This is the ultimate one, this is their paid version, this is their free one. So install now. So it's installed, but then you still have to activate it, right? Important step. So you click activate and it comes up. Some of them don't always come up right here with this information. So if you're installing a plugin and it doesn't do that, you can always go back to plugins and it will be listed right here, right? And some of them, see up here, has settings here. For this one, you have to go up here to WP Recipe Maker. It adds it here. But some of these plugins are added on the side. Some of them are added through settings. See, like Updraft Plus. Some of them are added through tools. Right? That's where you can find them and find their settings. So then for WP Recipe Maker, you would come in here and you can just manage it and go to settings and set up everything you want. So that is everything I highly recommend that you have on your site. There's one other thing too that I didn't have a plugin for because it's going through the Google Analytics is Facebook Pixel. So if you don't know what that is, Google it. Basically, it is something you can put on your site that then will track who has visited your site, and you can run Facebook or Instagram ads to those people. So, if you had visitors today and tomorrow you want to run an ad to them saying, hey, come make this recipe, right? because you know they're already interested. That just helps build up your brand. And it's really great to have that stuff from the start, so you have that data at the very, very beginning. So that's all. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thanks.